over the board, so nice to see him at the top.
Nepo and Niemann, that's fun.
Oh, let's go.
That's not what you want to draw if you're Niemann right now with black pieces and Nepo, who took that early loss. You're not even getting that bonus of having him ahead of you in the standings. Or sorry, it was an early draw, wasn't it?
Draw, yeah. But like you say, like you draw a game and you just think you'll get an easier pairing, and then you play Nepo. That's why this tournament is so fun. But in the meantime, it was a Ruy Lopez, a Spanish opening. That means the white bishop coming out very early. It's kind of done a bit of a journey. It's kind of gone back, and now it's gone back forward again. So doing some big work. This knight is hit and has to move out the way. Does it take a pawn? This looks like the principled move, but no. Hans Niemann retreats. He doesn't want to risk his knight getting stranded on the side of the board.
Adrian Tari won his last game. He's now 5 out of 6, and he's playing against Grishuk with white pieces.
It feels like, especially this week, the last week of the autumn split, all of the big guns have turned up, and so many titanic pairings.
We have Magnus now playing against the Martirosyan.
Yeah, one of the best Armenian players. Maxime Vachier-Lagrave playing Vietnam's #1, Liam Le. But here we go. It has been a pawn grab from Hans Niemann. And for those of you at home who think this is a blunder, he's got a sneaky plan in mind. Bishop takes bishop, the black queen will recapture, and when white's rook goes and takes this knight, it will lose focus of its own knight, and black's rook will swoop down and restore the material balance. So maybe still slightly better for white in that variation, but Hans Niemann has not let a piece drop. That was very sneaky tactics. He's very good at these kind of short calculations. Hans Niemann, very quick on the clock, 4 minutes 23. He's had a tough few months, Hans. He didn't quite make it to the eSports World Cup. He lost to Anish Giri in the last chance qualifiers. Then he lost to Anish Giri in the last round of the Grand Swiss to not make it to the candidates. Got knocked out early from the World Cup. Didn't make it to the Speed Chess Championship finals. It feels like he's always so close, Hans. But yeah, his fans out there probably cheering him on to make one more big push.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He's born in 2003, so
Yeah.
22, I believe.
Yeah, quite young.
Yeah. Anything born after 2000 is young in my
agree.
eyes. I keep seeing these Instagram reels.
That's the first take that you're getting older, when you start pushing the born rate of whether people are young or old.
Yeah, like every time on Instagram I open it and there's these people being asked on the street, like, when do you have to be born to be considered old? And everyone says 2000. And that just feels so unfair.
That's not okay at all.
And in the meantime, still level material. There were not tactics in the end with those knights, but Nepo blocking it up. I think that's good for him. Like pawns on light squares, bishop on dark squares, that's a strategy I was taught by one of my first coaches to make the bishop good. Like black's bishop is bad because it's on the same color complex as its own pawns. And there we go. Hans Niemann strikes out, lacking space. He's trying to fight for it. En passant would be met by a queen capture. And I think that's a good turn for Hans Niemann, who did defeat Nepo in the Title Tuesday that he won a few weeks ago. So a bit of a, I'll say it again, grudge match. Queen's improving. Do we have any predictions? Who do we think is going to take this one? Looking balanced so far.
It does feel like this is just time difference, 40 seconds in advantage Niemann. I mean, it always comes down to time in these games, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Especially with the no extra time, no increments whatsoever.
Yeah, not many people do this to Nepo. He's known as the speediest player out there, especially in classical chess. But
I believe Nepo can.
And he's speedy in a way where you would think he liked the no increment, because it's not necessarily like the end game. Let's do with the 1 second increment. It's just his general play is so extremely fast.
That's true. Very instinctive. And he's been that way ever since I first met him when we were both around 7 years old. He's been super speedy, Nepo.
That must have been so much fun to follow that 1990 generation coming up with all the guys you guys were and the battles you had from an early age. You, Magnus, Nepo, Karyakin was part of it. Hammer was there. It must have been amazing.
MVL. Andrejka and some others. Yeah, it was a lot of fun at the time, although I hated them all for being so good. But rivals, that's what brings out the best in people, having those benchmarks to force them to improve. And This rivalry looks like it's going in Hans Niemann's direction. That's a clear pawn in the center. He can take it, and this pawn as well. Very, very weak. Nepo's let it slip. This is bad news for Ian Nepomniachtchi. I think he should start with this pawn. The other one is not running away anytime soon. The other one, you've got to be careful because the black queen has to defend her knight as well as control the center. She'll be overworked. Okay, he slows down, and he does take that one, and he's still better, Hans Niemann. What has he calculated? After knight takes knight, I believe he wants to not take the knight back, but take this pawn instead, hitting the white queen. He's trying to confuse Nepo here. That is devilish. This is the most complicated game we've seen so far.
How fun.
Yeah, how fun. It also means that I have to be quiet while I try and figure out what's going on. It's a blunder from Nepo.
He thought it was complicated as well.
He thought it was complicated as well. Blunder back from Hans Niemann. There was actually a very cool tactic. Black's pawn could have pushed forward, unleashing the black bishop, but he missed it. And this position is going to be looking balanced after bishop takes bishop here.
But that's actually my favorite take from a commentator, David. When you're talking about how complicated this is, I mean, we get the feeling. We start watching the Evo bar. We don't see the actual positions. You're talking about the complications. We see a blunder, boom. We see a blunder again right away. I love that kind of commentary because it gives an insight that lower-rated players, we really need the help of you providing it to see what's coming up.
Yeah, I think no matter the rating, everyone needs to dive a bit deeper to understand. It's like Solveig said earlier, like computer valuations, they only tell half the story.
We get blinded by them, don't we?
Exactly. It will be so easy to say here, Black's much better because he has an active queen and rook, but actually it's probably because tactically this bishop has no safe way home. There's already a direct attempt to checkmate the white king. You have to calculate 3 or 4 lines to prove that for Black. If the white bishop gets to safety, if the white king doesn't get mated, then white could be better. So it's very much a temporary state of affairs right now. The clock situation as well, I think, maybe adding to the pain for Nepo. But yeah, it's the type of position that could turn in just one blunder, just like we saw earlier.
Yeah, and it's one of those where blunders, the word blunder becomes a matter of definition as well, because it's so complicated right now that it's really hard to play correctly.
Exactly, and he has played correctly, Hans Niemann. He did take the white bishop. I thought this might lead to a bunch of really annoying checks, but the black king is going to slide and sneak away. It's going to hide and run in the corner. There's no way to stop its path. So black will have an extra rook for knight advantage with a pawn in the center as well. Extra material means a win here for Hans Niemann. If white's queen could check on this line to stop the black king running, it would have been a game, but now the king has a safe hiding spot. Maybe even defending his pawn. There we go. Keeping this pawn intact as well. And that will force resignation, I'm going to say, from Nepo. He just has no time. 40 seconds. He's going to lose to Hans Niemann again. He struggled against him in Title Tuesday, all split. Wow, this is big for Hans, who's going to be half a point off the leaders, most likely.
This is shaping up to be such an exciting finish right now. I'm watching some of the other games as well. I see Magnus has just gotten an advantage against Martirosyan. I see that Nakamura has just drawn against Korobov. He stays up top then. He was one of the top scorers so far. So with Serrano playing against Pranesh, we could essentially have no full scores after this round if they draw as well. Then again, what was the statistic? 92% of the games in Title Tuesdays are now decided with this format.
Yeah, will it be one of those few, one of the 8%? As we're likely to have just one player standing on 100% after this game. Here we're going to see a checkmate round the back, supported by the queen. The knight hops in the way, but that queen trade is going to seal the fate, and he actually resigns Nepo. He blundered his queen on the last move. He didn't even wait for Hans to take it.
Ay, ay, ay.
That's a good